So imagine you're a buyer. You're looking at the market. It's a seller's market, which means you're at a disadvantage when it comes to negotiations. Sellers know that multiple people want their home. You have to outbid the other person. So not a great situation. To add insult to injury, mortgage interest rates are now going higher. So that means your monthly payments are going to be higher, or you have to find a house that's worth less to make sure that you're able to afford it. And you're thinking, what am I going to do? Home prices in the area keep going up. Are you ever going to be able to buy a home? So this video is for you if you're in that situation, and I'm going to give you 3 things to consider before you decide to rent or buy in 2022. Hi, my name is Denise Fuller, and I'm a real estate specialist in Northern Virginia, and I do weekly videos to let you know what's happening in the market and help you decide what's the best thing for you and your family. So reach out anytime. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. So in most situations, it's going to be better for you to buy rather than rent, only because the monthly payments are so similar and you really are investing in your future versus somebody else's asset, okay? But still consider these things. Number 1, what are the costs of owning versus renting? And can I afford to buy? So this is an exercise on your part to really sit down and plot out what your expenses are in terms of not only what a monthly payment is, what are your transportation costs? What are your entertainment costs? How often do you go out to eat? What are your medical bills? All of those things have to be put down to paper to figure out what does it cost for me to live each month. With this information, you'll be able to go to a lender, give them this information as to this is what I can afford on a monthly basis, or this is what I would like to pay. They will help you with that as well. And then from there, see the type of home or the cost of home that you can actually afford. So start there. It's a very important step. And then weigh the cost between renting and buying. For example, if you rent, you don't necessarily have to pay for all the repairs, but maybe you have to travel further for work. So that's a transportation cost that you didn't think about that's incurred with renting. So this exercise is very important. So take the time to do it. It will be well worth it. The number 2 thing to consider is really timing. Will you be in the area for a year, or are you looking for your forever home? The longer you plan to keep your home, the better of an investment it's going to be. You're going to get back all the costs incurred with you purchasing the house, like your closing costs. Versus you're here for a year, you're not guaranteed you're going to get back the cost at which you bought it at. Usually, yes, but it's a gamble. So they always say for getting your money back and then some equity, think about 2 to 5 years. So if your time frame is around that time, then yes, buying is going to be better than renting. And the third factor, which a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to, especially professionals who are really just looking at the numbers, is your personal situation. For example, if you have kids, it's really hard to move with them. And if you rent and then you know you're going to have to buy another house in a year or 2 years, do you really want to go through that? In my case, for example, I have a son with special needs. And part of his thing is he does not like change. I can do it. We've done it, but it's hard. And I really have to factor that in when making those decisions. So think about your personal situation and what is best for you at this time. But don't necessarily write off buying, because in the long run, if you know you're going to be staying in this area, then what are you really doing when you're paying rent to somebody else? So I would say at all costs, try to find the budget, try to factor that in to purchase a home. The market is improving. So yes, it's still a seller's market, but instead of getting 15 offers, now sellers are getting 2, 3 offers to compete against each other. So the market definitely is having some type of shift, which is gonna be in favor of the buyer. So this is the time to start plotting out your budget, plotting out what your plan is gonna be, okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. And also stay tuned, because the next video coming up was my April 2022 market report, and I will also have the latest May market report hopefully by next week, okay? So stay tuned.